What is up, everybody? Jeffrey Lyles, America's sexiest man on earth for 2021. I figured if that works for Tom Brady to just repeatedly have everyone call him the GOAT, I am also going to manifest that by saying I'm the sexiest man on earth. So I'm going to open up every podcast and close it with that statement so I can achieve my Tom Brady. What is up? Welcome to Lyles Movie Files. I got most of the gang here with me, including little brother Jace. How are you, bro shot?
If my computer survives this podcast, I'll be doing well. Otherwise, okay.
Don't forget to say, hey, Jeff, glad to be on the show with the world's sexiest man, because it's not just Tom Brady saying he's the GOAT, it's everybody else saying it. Gunner, what's up with you, man?
What's good? What's good? Everything's good, man. How's it going, man?
I'm cooling. I'm still pissed off mightily about the Super Bowl, but that's for another day. You know, just for the ridiculousness of the world's most mediocre football player achieving heights and rule changes and people saying he's the best. Jay King, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Great news on family front. Other than that, preparing for Valentine's Day. Spending a lot of money on. Here's the thing. Before we jump into anything else, you notice how men we get nothing to this day.
Not a dad.
We get to spend money. We get to spend money.
I got to take off Friday to think of something. I ain't done yet. I'm going to take off.
Well, listen, if you're going to be a slacker any time in your romantic life, this is the year to do it. Sorry, babe. I would take you to a restaurant, but it's a worldwide pandemic.
Sorry.
Yep. You can probably only get away with this one time. So, fellas, if
why not?
On this, yes. Just be like, I would have gone to the mall. I would have gone to the store. I would have got you some jewelry. But it's a pandemic, baby. And I don't want to get
And they telling me to double mask. They're telling me to double mask now. I can't be doing that out here.
Yeah, I can't.
One mask is uncomfortable.
Yeah. You know I got a pre-existing condition. So, yeah.
You know what I got you for Valentine's Day, baby? It's not COVID. You can thank me later.
Nice.
I don't even need a swab to do it because I've quarantined all of February. 14 days. I got you. All right, speaking of people being got, it looks like maybe the Joss Whedon train is about to finally derail because our boy Ray Fisher has been waving the flag, carrying it all by his lonesome. Jason Momoa has stood by him, so I shouldn't say no one. But now Charisma Carpenter says it, so people are like, wait a second, maybe Joss Whedon's not the great guy we thought.
What? A black man saying something? You just didn't take it for face value?
I'm not dismissing the fact, because I feel like it's not a quiet secret that Joss Whedon's probably very trash-like. I remember reading a couple interviews and profiles on him before Ray Fisher. That was kind of making me go, I'm kind of glad the Russo brothers have control over the Avengers now, not this dude who wants to jerk us around on the Avengers Assemble. But yeah, Charisma Carpenter was like, yeah, I stand with Ray Fisher, and she just broke down all this stuff about how crummy and trashy a dude that Whedon was, calling her fat because she was pregnant, and then basically firing her from the show after she came back from having her baby. Basically low-key saying, you're not going to fire you, right? And so, she broke it down. She went into vivid detail about how terrible a person he was to work with. Michelle Trachtenberg, who played Dawn, not a Buffy viewer, so whatever. I hope I said her name correctly. She said, thank you, Sarah Michelle Gellar, for saying this. I am brave enough now as a 35-year-old woman to repost this. Period. Because, period. This must, period. Female, period. As a teenager, period. With his not appropriate behavior, very, period, not, period, appropriate. That is some dramatic effect. And you can't really appreciate it on Twitter without the periods. But, now, you're wondering, I did not say Sarah Michelle Gellar earlier. This is what she had to say. While I am proud to have my name associated with Buffy Summers, I don't want to be forever associated with the name Joss Whedon. I am more focused on raising my family and surviving a pandemic currently, unlike the rest of us. So I will not be making any further statements at this time, but I stand with all survivors of abuse and am proud of them for speaking out. Fellas, I put it out on the floor to you. What do you think about this Josh Whedon thing? And is it me, or do I just kind of wish that Ray Fisher had said all the stuff that was so crappy about Josh Whedon at once, as opposed to jerking us around and going, more to come. I'll tell you some more in a bit. Stay tuned. Go for it.
I think some of it he was trying not to tell everything he said before, because it was like it might have been like Warner Brothers opening an investigation. He's like, let me tell Warner Brothers first, and then I'll get it. I mean, now I'll tell you guys after. Like, it'll seem like it's drip drip, but it's really I tell them everything. But and now it's like, okay, here's the next tranche of stuff that, oh yeah, since I didn't tell you he's trash on this front, here's why he's trash. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a good way. I mean, I'm hoping now. The funny thing is, when I know we talked about this like a couple months ago when we said that this is basically going to kick him out of all Warner Brothers movies, and maybe a backlash. Now that he has an ally, now maybe it'll be, oh well, now we see what you were talking about. Yeah, you can come on back. We'll invite you back into the club. So, I mean, I'm glad she probably did that, because who knows where Ray's going to be if he wasn't. Like I said, I thought he was going to get blacklisted for this. So I'm glad to see somebody else came to saying, yeah, he's a jacktail.
Right. J. King, you look like you got a lot of thoughts to say over there.
Well, we've seen this play out before. We've seen this play out in the Me Too movement. We're seeing this play out currently. And the thing is, no one says anything until either A, they have no business interest with the parties at hand anymore, or they realize they can't make any money with these people anymore, right? Or they hold details in, because we know how Hollywood is. We know by now it's a dirty pool, and the retaliatory actions can be taken against people who do speak out on abuses and mistreatment, etc. The thing is, if you intend on weeding these people out, you have to do it, and you have to stand united in order to do so. If you have an abuser, one person can't be willing to come forward while the rest stay silent. Everyone has to speak in unison, and everyone has to say what they know. You have to do it if you want that kind of change. I don't think this should be giving Ray's experience any more gravity because a white woman said something about the abuse. I mean, Joss Whedon has had a history of this stuff, and it's an open secret, right? It's not under the covers. It's been out there. So for us now, not us, but people to be saying now, oh, well, this Joss Whedon problem is something that we should be paying more attention to. Well, why? Why? Because of someone else had to say something, and you know what I'm going to say. Somebody of a certain ilk had to say something. Somebody of a certain demographic had to say something. You couldn't have just taken this man's word for it. I mean, what's good? What's really good? And for those who continue to be quiet, what are you holding your tongue for? What are you holding your tongue for? That's what I got.
Yeah, absolutely. Jace, you mentioned something kind of interesting about, hey, maybe Ray Fisher could hang back and maybe get back in the graces. Maybe, just maybe, he get a gig at Marvel Studios as the recasted Black Panther. What do you think? These are jokes. Just jokes. Just jokes. Calm down. It's okay. It's okay. I was not. But there are some rumors floating around now that Marvel Studios is very interested in Reg Jean Page, who is one of the stars of Bridgerton, to possibly take over the role of Black Panther. Have you guys seen Bridgerton before I go further with this?
I know what the brother looks like. And I'm like, I thought he was free from colonization. However, it doesn't look like Wakanda was free from colonization if you cast that brother. Just saying. All I got. Not saying nothing about light-skinned and dark-skinned. There ain't no colorism. I'm just stating the obvious.
Yo, but Gunner, that is, real, because when they said that, I'm like, but. And it's so weird, because I feel like maybe I'm just head in the clouds because I am so in this demographic that I am more sensitive to it. But, when they talk about, let's cast a Halle Berry or Alexandra Shipp for Storm, I'm like, what in the world? What comic book have you ever read where Storm looked like that? Storm is not light skinned. She is African, dark complexion. She's not passing for anything, right? And one of the great things about Black Panther was there was no mistaken, no illusion of, hey, well, maybe Black Panther is biracial. No issue with a biracial person being in a movie. It's simply Black Panther is black from Africa, Wakanda. And as such, we should not go with a Hollywood marketable friendly face. We need to have somebody who is unapologetically black.
Exactly.
What the hell? Let's see what Trevor Noah's up to.
Young. Even he would joke about it. He'd be like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
So I got asked the other day T'Challa. That thing would be tweeted so fast from him, man, and we would all have a wonderful ball. He's like, I don't know. It's too dark for that. Like, that's what he'll say. I swear to God.
I'm just throwing one name out there, Lakeith Stanfield.
Yo, Lakeith would be good. The only question is, would he be willing to put on the extra bulk necessary to pull that off?
Right. He is skinny mug.
Yeah. I mean,
I think he'd be willing. That's a Marvel check.
Yeah, that's right. True. Like, give me the
not just a Marvel check. That's like $1 billion franchise check.
What? Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Toys will be
drinking Joe Weider by the gallon.
Yeah. That hazy-eyed look would never fade.
Oh my God.
Are you supposed to be coming at me? Or are you singing? Yes, he would 100%. All right. So we got that squared away. We're not going to do that. We're still looking for our Black Panther. Hopefully it comes soon. We did see a new trailer for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the big game. I'm going to break all the rules and go anarchist. Super Bowl commercial for this. We saw it. I have been super excited for WandaVision, and I still want to enjoy this WandaVision ride. But oh man, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier looks so good. I can't wait to see it. What y'all think about it, fellas?
Yeah, I'm ready for it, man. I've been ready for it. I see both of them throwing the shield. I'm like, see, that's what's up. That's some meta shit right there, man. Because they were both Captain America in the comic books at one point. And then they got the other dude. What is it, Soldier One or whatever it's called? What's it called? I forgot.
U.S. Agent.
Yeah, that's right. I was like Agent One. It was some random like name, and I was like, did the comics people just forget to give him a name? Nope. I remember. You remember when that came out? I was like, Agent One. What?
I like how bootleg his Captain America outfit looks. It looks like
everything was counterfeit.
It so looks like the marketing company were like, hey, the suits were like, this is what Captain America looks like. We don't want to go too far from the original. Let's do it this way. It's so perfectly manufactured.
It's the Amazon and versus the Wish version.
Wish.
And he was the Wish version.
So, yeah, this will be cool. Then we get the Super Serum again. Ross is introduced. They're doing a lot of things with just these two shows. Not even two shows. Like, where we at? Episode 5 and a trailer. They've already, like, teased our imaginations. Like, where are they going? This is going to be great.
But you know what's really funny and awesome to me with this is since, like, 2008, Marvel was killing the big screen experience where it was like, yo, you got to go to a Marvel movie. Yo, it's coming out in May. It's coming out in November. It's coming out in July because they've got so many things on the calendar now. Now it's like, yo, I'm counting down the days till we see a TV series, which means I get my steady flow of Marvel greatness every week, like it's tapped into my veins now. And I don't care about their movie slate. I don't care about Black Widow because it's like, who cares? She's dead. Sorry, spoiler. Eternals, who cares?
Eventually, sure, that'd be great.
TV shows look crazy good. It features the characters that I know about, I'm invested about. They're taking them in new directions. We got a Hawkeye sequel with another Hawkeye. We've got Moon Knight coming. We've got She-Hulk. We've got Riri, Ironheart, She-Hulk, War Machine, Armor Wars. Dude, there's so much
Armor Wars, man,
out of this TV universe. And the crazy great thing is so many of them are POCs and not just, we need to work on being more diverse. They're like, here is our money, our mouth. They're in the same point. We're featuring character shows with diversity. WandaVision wasn't a show that I was like, well, they're going to clearly have a black woman as a key component of this thing, but that's been the case. So loving what they're doing. Jace, what do you think about all this?
I think everybody should know that, as I think we kind of said like earlier this year, Disney Plus is just going to be the gift that keeps on giving with all the TV shows. And it's you're like, I hate to be Black Widow right now because you're not even on the category of stuff. It's like you're talking. I mean, last year we were like, we want to see Black Widow. Now it's like, well, Winter Soldier's coming out like 2 weeks. I'm good. I get to see War Machine. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Black Widow. I still got WandaVision to finish up. I'm good.
Right.
It's almost like the ship is sailed on that movie. And a lot of, like Eternals is like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll catch you that. But the lineup for TV is just like, it's engagement. I'm like, yes, give me more. like I don't need to go out with a bunch of people on their phones. I'm good. Like, just let me sit at home and pause this when I need to. So.
And with 23-minute episodes, there's no pausing necessary.
I have to rewind. What was it? The last 5 minutes of last one's Wanda like 3 or 4 times. So these things happen.
All right, Javon, take your headphones off real fast. We're going to talk about WandaVision. Okay. So yeah, what's crazy? I feel like every time we do the show, it comes out after the latest episode. So it's like,
I was thinking that too. I was like, crap.
Maybe I need to put these out faster. I do, but oh my gosh, WandaVision is so great. I was sitting up at 3:20 and just like watching how Monica bristled when she mentioned Captain Marvel, or when Jimmy mentioned. It was like, yo, that works on so many levels. It's like, no, exactly. I was Captain Marvel first in the comic book, and I'm like, yes, right. That's true, you were. And then also, hey, that's my aunt who bailed on us when I was little and wasn't around to help my mama when she got cancer. Just so many layers to it. And I was good after Wanda and Vision's confrontation, because that was riveting TV. Right. The kind of stuff that they would give a non-comic book show an Emmy nomination for, because it was so great. Yeah. But because it's a comic book show, they won't. But that was great. And then we had that knock on the door, and it was like, yo, y'all are just going hard like this, huh?
Yeah, she was like, it wasn't me. I was like,
right.
Okay.
She pulled a Shaggy.
She's Shaggy now. Yeah, like she's Shaggy now.
Shaggy's making a comeback. May as well. Jace, what did you think of this moment? Because I just texted you guys after I watched the episode, WandaVision in text. Y'all were probably long asleep.
That was probably accurate on that last. That last 5. I can't say the last 5 minutes was all there was in the episode, but it's like just seeing where it was going. It was like, like you're back and forth from inside, outside, and Wanda breaks and hits the Sokovian accent. Like, nah, fools. I said, roll out. Don't come in here. This ain't about you right now. And if you do, you can recast me as a Marvel Sokovian terrorist, but don't jump out there and make me prove it.
Yeah, it's so good. Elizabeth Olsen she's somebody who I felt was a good actress before she got on the MCU paycheck role, and now I'm just like, man, this is a great showcase for her as like a really, really good actress.
called Disney too. What his name is? Yeah, I'm like, yo, Yeah. Sorry. I don't know who the heck I was talking about. Anyway, so he, oh my God, like the range of these two people.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, Javon, hopefully you can get into the show soon, my man. I know you've had everything going, but oh my gosh, this show is crazy.
Oh, it's one of my stars, and I got a free weekend now that things are stabilizing. I'm all in. I got a whole. I'm off Friday, so that's pretty much what I'm gonna be doing.
For real. On Fridays, you should just watch it because episodes are so short. But I feel like what they pack in a 25, 33-minute episode is the equivalent of some movies or some hour-long drama.
Wow.
It's so dense with what they're doing that it's like, man, this is really good.
Dragging on a storyline for episodes,
And you're itching for a week, for the next week, man. I'm like Pookie from New Jack City. I'm like, can you got any more? I'm like, yo, I need some more WandaVision episodes right now.
Wow.
And I was talking to people about this. Like, I like this. This is the only time I think I can actually say this. I like it week to week. I like it week to week. I'm a little jealous of Devon. You get to binge it. But,
yeah. I think this episode, or maybe episode 4 was like if you had to binge it, you watch it, those 4 episodes. But I think there's something, like you're saying, that's special in watching it week to week because you get to speculate, and it gives people who like to write really long think tank pieces time to write it up and come with all the different angles, speculate, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I don't think this would work as effectively if you just watched all 9 episodes at once.
No.
And the antithesis is you couldn't. You need a little break every week to kind of like. You need your head. You need your imagination to kind of dance and figure out where it's gonna go. It's like if you binge, it's like, oh, I get all of the story because everybody was complaining initially about, oh man, it's too slow. But then it's like once you got that little bread, each episode was a breadcrumb. You're like, wait, is that a Hydra? What are they talking about Tony Stark here? You just kind of like you need. It's like as much as we're adults, like we do need our imaginations tickled every now and then. It's like I need to speculate on something that's not serious as hell, but it's fun. So let me speculate on who the bad guy on Wanda is. What does all this mean? So I think it's like if you haven't watched WandaVision, we're telling you this now. Start now, but enjoy the week off. And then on Friday, you'll be just like us, super excited to see it when it comes out.
Yeah, it's. I think that was probably one of the more frustrating entertainment things in the last year for me, where people were like, "This doesn't make any sense. What's going on with this show? I think they really dropped the ball here." It's like, yo, when did they drop the ball? Since Iron Man 3. They have constantly delivered. All you have to do is give them time to tell their story. Can't rush it. Just enjoy the process. All right, speaking of the process, we may have found our Kraven the Hunter for a Spider-Man spinoff for participation in the Spider-Man corner of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And whoa, is it a big name. Keanu Reeves has apparently been offered the lead. I'm not doubting anything that Keanu wants to do. I feel like he'd probably be able to bulk up and wear a lion loincloth. Where are you guys at with Keanu as Kraven? They don't even have to change the names. It's just K and K.
I don't think he'll do a bad job, but I think like Carl Urban would have been like perfect. Like perfect.
He's already the executioner. We can't keep putting him in all these comic book movies. He was Dread.
I know. Still, he should be
He's
here.
a really good actor, though.
Yeah.
They did kill Executioner off, so who knows? All right. Let's see. I feel like there's one more thing that I wanted. Oh, so we got to see our first look at Joker in the Justice League Snyder cut. And there are lots of people who had several opinions. Jace, what was your first thought when you saw this new take on Joker, on the Joker cut?
Glad they got rid of those stupid tattoos. That was that thing. To try, I don't know, I forget whatever the director's name is, but him trying to make him hood and edgy, it's like, what would have made him Batman think he was any more than just that kind of dude. I mean, he wouldn't have. I mean, he wouldn't have taken like, oh, this guy's just crazy. Oh yeah, he's just a, he didn't do anything that made him like Joker. But now, and this other one's like, kind of like I've been in a mental insane asylum and I've been Joker, and I don't have time. I look more like Heath Ledger's Batman. I mean, Joker who's been in an insane asylum for a couple years. That gives me more like, okay, that's a Joker I respect more than big, trying to be rapper Joker, which I would punch in the face. Like, oh yeah, like, I mean, if Michael J. White saw that Joker, yeah, he's punching him in the face. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not worried about that. So that dude who's been in the insane asylum, got the little kind of scars.
Yeah.
I'll take a little pause on it.
Gunner?
I like this one better. Yeah, I like this one better. I just wish we could have one Joker throughout the entire, DC universe. But whatever. I like this one, though. I like this better than the whatever they were trying to do, the hipster version of Goth Joker.
The Macklemore version of Joker.
Little Joker.
Little Joker.
little Joker.
The Joker.
Yeah, I ain't like the Little Joker. So I think this one looks a little more major. So I'm kind of happy about that one.
All right, last thing before we get to our main topic for tonight. Journey Smollett she tweeted a picture of Green Arrow, the Longbow Hunters, and then quoted a line from it. I'd love to make babies with you, Oliver, but I won't make orphans. Sheesh, what a line. As you may remember, Journey played Black Canary in Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. Mm-hmm. And she was okay. I mean, that movie didn't really. What did you say?
Are you sure that was a thing? A Black Canary in that movie?
Listen, that movie was better than Wonder Woman 1984.
Ooh.
No, it's a low bar, but.
Did you trip over that one?
I did not. There was no bar, basically. But she was fine. I think if they focus more on Black Canary, she'd be just fine and as a Black Canary in the DC universe. I am curious if they did decide to go ahead and make a Green Arrow Black Canary TV series on HBO Max or a movie.
That would be nice.
Would they go super crazy and make Green Arrow black?
They wouldn't do that.
You say that. I'm not so sure they wouldn't think about it. I mean, Diggle was Green Arrow for like 5 seconds in the Arrowverse. It would make a very big distinction between him and Bruce Wayne, who's typically played by white actors. So it's like they really have a similar origin. So it's like, why not make this a very stark difference between him? This is Hollywood, so he probably would be played by a white guy, so they're an interracial couple, for diversity. But I think it would be a good break. Like, yeah, let's do something different. Like,
well, this is where the Brighamton dude could do.
No, I was about to say that guy. I was waiting to bring it back.
Bingo.
Yeah, he'd be perfect for Green Arrow because
he actually could play the hell out of that guy.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, he's got a good beard going.
Kind of an agile superhero. So yeah.
Right. And he's already
he's kind of lanky.
And he's already got women swooning, so done and
done.
Dude,
this would have been. Dude, we need to throw that out there. Let's start that petition. Good Lord, that would be a perfect.
Yeah, we have a lot of people responding to that petition quickly.
Yes,
but he's already got 3 seasons of Bridgerton locked down already.
Yeah, man, this dude is already good to go. So this would be great. Hey,
let
him just get the DC paycheck.
What puts you on that next level is that superhero movie contract.
Well, but wait a minute. This is you be talking to DC. If this was
he's
Marvel,
still getting dope.
Good.
DC, no, he's still getting dope.
I'm sorry. When's the last Henry Cavill check come in?
Mission Impossible.
It's like 3. Hello, go ahead. He's like, I'm under contract for 5 movies. I'm still waiting for number 5. Like,
True.
yeah.
It's still a bit of a
Oh,
jump.
my
And then
problem.
this can be the old school, like, you're in one universe and then you play another role in the other one. You know what I mean? Marvel will take them in a heartbeat for something else. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, Marvel be smart as hell. I mean, he know. I mean, I think at this point, if his agents probably be like, hey, we just got to pick the right role. And if DC calls, let it go to voicemail. But
You know, another person he would be perfect to play in a Marvel universe would be Angel.
Yep.
Warren Worthington the third.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that pretty boy look, and if they wanted to go dark and edgy, they could make him Archangel too, and it will work on both levels.
I love it, and I raise you Iceman.
No.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
I'm not
He
putting
can play.
Iceman.
He can play by. He can play by. It look like you know. I mean,
I'm thinking
I'm not quite sure where to go with that at this point.
Unless he goes there, I think he would like he does. I mean, as I always say this, one of the most authentic dudes who ever did that was Matt Brauner, because he cost himself money to be who he is. But if
True.
he did not, he would. I mean, he wouldn't just be in DC universe. I say that 100%, honest.
He would make for a good Iceman if they wanted to use that version. Thanks, Bendis.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So speaking of, since we kind of segued into that, Valentine's Day, since Siobhan helpfully reminded us, all people who are slacking, that is coming up very soon. And in commemoration of that special event for women, I asked you guys to put together a list of 3, count them 3, of the best on-screen couples in your viewing entertainment experience. So, I won't limit it to TV or movies, so take it away. Who wants to go first?
Oh, you didn't say that earlier. You didn't say TVs. Now I got to think on the fly. Bama? All right.
You just all right, Gunner, go.
All right. I got movies so far. I'm going to throw out Love Jones because despite what people are like, I don't know about that. I'm like, no, that one actually stood the test of time a little bit. It has like the 20-something drama, and I think people look at it from a 30 or 40-some-year-old, no longer single or still single, depending on your bitterness. Like they look at it through that lens. You know what I mean? Where it's like, nah, this is like that was normal 20-something drama. People act a fool when they're 20-something because we can. And then they grew up. You know what I mean? I like to think when they come out the rain, they figure it out. Somebody moved to somewhere, and they're both matured. You know what I mean? That happens. That actually does happen in real life. So sometimes that one, I was like, what happened?
I said sometimes people are just hopeless.
A penny in a hole in it. Exactly.
Damn. All right.
There it is. I caught what you were putting down, sir.
Thank you.
So, it's nothing like, I like that one and definitely over I Play You for Your Heart. No, thank you. We're not. Movie was just fine before that, and then, nope. He was about to marry Tyra. I'm like, the correct answer is, nah. I got Tyra upstairs. You had your chance. Listen, I messed up too. You have a nice life. That's it. I'm going back upstairs to Tyra. I'm good. I'm going to rest my knee. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. So, okay, so anyways, Love Jones, that's mine. Brown Sugar. I like Brown Sugar because, there's in a pretty, all that seems somewhat normal. People growing up, you know what I mean? Like, they figure it out. They're a little different. Then they're like, whoa, wait a minute. We like each other. What happened? Now, some of the twists and turns, I can probably see where the criticism comes in, but I like how that worked. I like how that ended. It was pretty cool. Mos Def was great in it, by the way, just to kind of throw that out there. And then you told me TV just now. Now I gotta like throw out like, I don't know, greatest love, black love in general. People gonna kill me for this one, but the Huxtables. I'm not talking about the dude, the real life dude, who Lord, but the actual characters. I like that. The Huxtables. I'm down with
that. Hold on. Why do we always have to feel the need to separate the actors?
Because we need to separate. because everybody else loves to not do that, so I will always make sure my disclaimer's there because I can separate the character from the person quite easily.
Yeah. Like, if you're on TV, I don't think I know you because you're on TV.
Thank
You're
you.
playing something. And I don't understand why people have to be like, oh, man, I can never watch another episode of The Cosby Show again. Like, really?
Well,
did you think
those are
that's
the
how
type
Bill
of
Cosby
people.
was?
Well, those are the type of people that can never remember some people's real names, and they just be like, "Oh, you're so and so from Young and the Restless." Like, my name is actually, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh god. So yeah, nah, I'm gonna throw out the Huxtables for that one, for lack of a better time to think of one. I didn't like. I was gonna think of Urkel and Laura, but that was whack. They had to switch networks for her to get with him, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man, that was whack. So I'm gonna stick with the Huxtables.
All right, good call. Jace, you want to go next?
Sure. Okay. So my first one is going to be a new entry. I'm gonna go with Joe and Cecile from The Flash. I like their dynamic. Decent company, and they're like, hey, we hold it all down for all y'all folk. Keep a whole superhero world down. Because if we weren't here, Barry'd be a villain. What do you got?
And also, the only black couple in the entire CW Arrowverse.
Yep.
Hey, doesn't Black Lightning count?
I mean, I'm gonna always put Black Lightning
no, they're divorced.
in a bubble. I put them in a bubble because they fake around and act like, oh, that's not part of it. So for the sake of this, I don't want to have to use Black Lightning as an example for anything where it's like, well, what about black people? What about Black Lightning? No. Y'all have like 17 shows now in the Arrowverse. I can't just use Black Lightning use that as my one example.
Okay.
And they're divorced.
I mean, I don't even say like them being divorced means they aren't a couple.
Yeah, no, they're still a couple. I mean, gosh, they're just not paying anything.
It's like you're dealing with your struggles, you love each other. Still a good one. My next one is Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson in Creed. They're dynamic, holding the family down. Each of them actually is looking out for each other, going through their struggles. And then I think the next one I'm going to go with is I did like I'm since everybody I like the photographer Issa Rae.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
Like Keith Stanfield.
Exactly. I like that. I like that movie. I think it's a good depiction, of their growing relationship. That's my three.
Good deal. All right, Jay King, how about you, man?
Oh wow. George and Wheezy.
Hey,
George and Wheezy all day. Florida and James. They went through, before the show, before they killed James off and the show got ridiculous. Florida and James, man. Because that, although they went through their struggles, they always had each other, and that's what you need, You got to say Cliff and Clever Gun already did that. I had to pick at gunpoint. You know what, man? Aunt Viv won and Uncle Phil.
That's my dog.
Aunt Viv won.
Aunt Viv won.
Aunt Viv was a real one, man.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, you couldn't get nothing past her. The other one.
Nothing.
Like, wait,
nothing.
what?
Aunt Viv 2 was just there. And that was a shame. It was a pity after that. It really was a pity. That's when I jumped off. No Aunt Viv, no show. Sorry. I didn't want to watch Will do his best Martin in the second half of that series.
Dang. You saw the rise of Carlton, though. That was pretty fun.
That was. Hey, Will doing his best Martin in the second half of that series after, when Martin got popular and they switched out on Viv, it was like, all right, I can't with this show. I can't.
Yeah, they had a couple duds there, but they had a few winners, but they had a couple duds there, man. Especially with, yeah, you're right, man, because Martin had just kind of got super popular. But then when that fell off, wasn't that show still on? Fresh Prince still
on? Yes.
When Gina kind of screwed up, sorry. When Gina left the show.
You mean you can't separate her from the net actress? Damn.
Well, not when she continuously does the same patterns over and over again, like your boy R. Kelly. Yeah, this ain't the first time that happened. Y'all already know. You know my stance on this one. Anyway, but anyway, wasn't the Fresh Prince still on after the whole fiasco over on Martin? So I felt like Fresh Prince won that battle a little bit just because of that.
I kind of feel like you may be right on that one.
Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So for mine, I'm trying to go different than y'all. So I'm going to go with Noni and Kaz from Beyond the Lights. I love that one because we got to see a kind of romance that we don't normally see. We normally have like some hood dude or chick, and they find this great love. This one featured a very successful pop star falling in love with a police officer / bodyguard, and that was different. I like that, and both of them are really good actresses. Juju and Matthew Raw, Nate Parker, good stuff. Keep it going. Let's see. Also, Mia and Lance from The Best Man and The Best Man Holiday. Shout out to Peacock for bringing The Best Man back for a limited series. We didn't get to mention it, but I'm so happy to see that we will see those characters, except for Mia, because R.I.P. Mia. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna see all those other guys back, and they were a good couple, and it was one of those that was different again than what we typically see. He was a football player. Very unusual for Black people to be athletes, but it wasn't just that he was a football player. So I really like that and how she was like his rock on so many levels. And yeah, good stuff. I think my last one, I'm gonna go Boomerang because Angela checked him and he was like, "Wait a second." Marcus was all like, "Super, I'm doing my thing. You got jacked up toes. You gotta go. I'm gonna sleep with Robin Givens because she came to my door in lingerie." And when was the last time you done that? Yeah, like that would be a Valentine's Day present for dudes, right? If the door opened, got a trench coat and nothing but lingerie. See, you came up here with no drawers. That's like, so anyhow. But yeah, that's mine. Those are my three. Gunner, you had some issue with my Boomerang selection?
I was gonna pick Boomerang, but then I felt like that was all problematic.
Oh man, I don't care about problematic. I care about what I liked on the screen, man. I don't do that stuff with my 2021 views on things. Back when I watched it, I liked it.
I mean, you think about it. It's like a reformed guy in college grows up and meets somebody who actually checks him on his BS, and he actually says, "Hey, I grow up." Like,
yeah, but that's like college is like 10 to 10 years later after college. This was like 3 weeks. It's like 3 or 4 weeks, man. It's supposed to be reformed? I don't know.
Hey, dude.
I'm not knocking your choice. I'm not knocking your choice. I like it. I love the movie. It's like one of my top movies I will watch over and over again. I don't care. It's Black Love. There's better examples, but I do love the story. It was unconventional.
I mean, if you're going to take any couple from Boomerang, Jeff, you should have took Moms and Pops. Hey.
Yep.
They got busy in Marcus's bathroom on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
that's love right there.
Up too.
Marcus or Eartha Kitt and Marcus.
Where the woman just uses her power to harass Marcus and sexual domination.
Why not? That's like my dream. Shit.
Woo!
Rich lady gonna take over me?
Rated R. All right, fellas. It is that magical special time of the week. Do you have any nominees for Dummies of the Week? Jace, let's start with you, little bro.
Oh.
Okay. All right, ladies. I know y'all love your wigs and your front laces and all that.
Careful.
And you want to make sure they stick on right. I agree. I've seen it when the wig goes flying, and it's not a pretty sight. but putting Gorilla Glue in your hair to make sure the wig stays on real tight is not the way to go. So for the unfortunate lady who wanted to make sure her wig stayed on real tight and now has to get surgery to get the Gorilla Glue out and wanted to complain about Gorilla Glue actually sticking in her hair, she unfortunately is my dummy of the week.
How great an advertisement is this for Gorilla Glue? Like, we guarantee you can't get our stuff out.
Oh, I mean, let's be honest. I'm sure there's a marketer like, do you think we should actually reach out to her? I mean, like, really? Like, I mean, we could put her in a commercial, right? I mean,
I put this Gorilla Glue in my hair and it didn't come out for 6 weeks. Maybe I just taking it from a different perspective. Gunner, how about you, man?
So I have the exact same person. We might have a unanimous dummy of the week because, well, first of all, this is a 40-year-old woman we're talking about, so she's had years of understanding what Gorilla Glue does. A teacher, by the way. So, Lord, I'm very happy that Elmer's glue isn't anywhere near them kids' hair. I don't know what the hell, whatever she would be thinking. So,
man, you just put a little water and
wow.
your hands together, it comes right out, Gunner. Elmer's
whatever. Well, Elmer's, Gorilla, not so much. So she's suing Gorilla Glue or getting lawyers together to sue Gorilla Glue. So I'm trying to understand why is it their fault that you're stupid? Right. It is not going to stick, hopefully.
I think, honestly, the impeachment, I think I know who her attorneys are going to be. So.
That's hilarious. Oh, my God. So, yeah, she is my complete and total dummy of the week because, my God, the stupidity just keeps coming, and she's still doing Insta videos. And there was a Migos song. Is it Migos? I think it's Migos song called Anything for Clout. She's like the epitome of that damn thing right now, man. She's eating it up. And we're the public's eating it up, too, giving her too much attention. I have yet to post this on my wall.
And your wall is quite filled. So if you have no space for her on your wall, it is quite distinct.
She is a waste of my time, except for now when we're talking about the dummies of the week.
Exactly. Except for the appropriate form. My dummy of the week is everybody who is now decided, after some careful reconsideration, they do in fact feel bad for Britney Spears. Because there's a lot of, down with all the misogyny and all these guys who just pimped out Britney Spears for her sexuality and made her wear this half lingerie and schoolgirl outfit. And Justin sucks too. Justin does kind of suck, but that's another story. But yeah, they're acting like they didn't eat all this up and weren't fully engaged with the whole pimping out and just celebrating Britney Spears' questionable life choices, making Kevin Federline a household name, all that stuff. And now this retroactive shame and outrage and abuse that we tend to do for a lot of things, it's just really annoying for me in this Britney Spears case because they didn't care. Otherwise, they would have checked her out in Vegas when she was doing her residency there. All right, Jay King, you're up, buddy.
Oh, God, I got to be number 3 because, for one,
there's nobody can top that right now, right?
Nobody. Look, not
one person.
I understand. Not one person could come close to that. Like, she kicked the year off with a bang. Like, look, I understand completely where you're coming from. These people, that you're mentioning, they're not so much dummies as they are full of shit. These people are full of shit. They reveled in her demise. They reveled in her demise years ago, and now they're here to try to say, well, we were so appalled that what you saw all of this happen. You saw the train wreck. You just sat there and watched it. You just watched the bodies twitch on the ground. With this dummy, you've been doing your hair for a long time. Like you've had hair on your head for a long time. You know what good. You got it out of Home Depot.
This is not the typical hair.
This is not a Korean hair emporium. Okay? They don't sell nothing cosmetic for your body, hair, face in Home Depot. They never will.
Javon, she was about to get a gallon of paint for her makeup. Yo, I got my
Dutch boy.
I got my gallon of paint.
Let me see
This
if they got.
exterior, right? They have that exterior on my face, because that would be messed up.
Y'all got primer? I mean, you went somewhere to get industrial adhesive. Did you not even read it? I mean, even on a slight chance that you said, all right, well, let's see if they got glue there. Something should have told you that this is going to be a bad idea. Something should have kicked.
Yo,
I mean, I got a
pandemic was hitting hard. There were no more glue anywhere else.
Right. Well, then that means you might not need to have your hair laid like that for nobody to see.
Maybe. Just maybe.
You're in a pandemic. You ain't going nowhere. You're doing some Instagram crap.
No, she was getting ready for Valentine's Day, Gunner.
I ain't seen no dude step up in this whole situation. And I'm not saying she doesn't have a dude. I'm saying the dude is being smart if he does exist in her life. The dude is being smart. Like, I don't know this crazy broad.
That dude is a hero because he's like, I don't know that crazy woman. Don't lump me in there with her.
I got nothing to do with her.
Don't forget, somebody had to drive her there. So I know where they got glue.
Are you sure?
I thought she drove herself.
Like
yeah, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, because no man was a part of that. You know why? Because a man would have said, that's not the best idea. Don't put that in your head. That's just that says gorilla glue.
I don't think you would have said it that calmly.
Racial connotations aside from you using this, how
right.
about not putting something as a black woman?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think anybody would say it that calmly. I'd be like, what the F are you doing? I used that to fix the faucet. It fell off. And now, like, it's been on here. Remember 3 years ago when it fell off? It's still there. Maybe you don't want to put that in your hair.
Industrial adhesive.
That means for buildings and businesses, not us.
For hair, right?
Remember that doorknob that fell off 4 years ago and it's still there? I used Gorilla Glue.
I just
still
put one drop of
there.
Gorilla Glue on it.
You don't want to put it in your hair.
I use this to fasten things that are outside the house, like exterior stuff.
Yeah, like the chimney.
There's a light fixture right outside the house. Gorilla Glue.
Did anybody happen to see the video of her trying to have the stuff removed?
Well, I would have waste my time.
I will get no views. No views. Oh, man. Well, fellas, we can't go any further. We can't top this. We're going to line this bad boy up again for next week. Thank y'all for rolling with me as always. Thank you guys out there for listening. And if you have not yet, take advantage of President's Day holiday, wink, wink, to go watch WandaVision over these next few days. So, as always, thank you. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.